Welcome to Inside the Circle. Pleasure to see you back here. It's wonderful Wednesday afternoon, 8:23 for those who want to know when we recorded this. Josh, Ben, nice to have you.
Happy
What's
to be
that?
here.
Usually I start with Josh, but hey, Ben,
Yes.
top of your head,
Little update, right?
a little update.
Well, I've said for a long time the most important part about martial arts and specifically jujitsu, more than anything, is looking good. So I
Mhm.
wanted to fulfill my own, philosophy and yeah,
I
you
didn't,
just gotta look good.
yeah, I really didn't know you were going to go there. I thought you were going to make a hair comment that you needed to have a good head of hair or something to be good at jiu-jitsu. I'm like, what the
Oh, no, no, no. You're good. I wouldn't do that.
Good head of hair or bald.
fuck?
You gotta eat.
Um, is this like so it's a Deion Sanders thing, not like a quarter life crisis?
Maybe a little bit of both, to be
Okay.
real with you.
Okay.
We are bringing the team down to WK this weekend, so I want to do a little something for the fellows, a little hammer gold, but
Are
yeah,
you just coaching, competing?
yeah, just coaching. We got 12 guys, so I needed a beacon so when they look out in the crowd, they know exactly where one of their
Hmm.
coaches are.
Let
In good
where's
old
my
sunny
coaches? Oh,
Delaware.
there he is.
Just a beacon straight up into the sky. They'll always know where I am.
Now that you've bleached it, are you gonna be doing a new color after? You've
It
now opened
depends.
it up.
That's the thing. It opens the floodgates now, so it really depends what I got going on. You know what I mean?
You might
Some
as well
jet
take
green.
advantage
Some
of it
jet
before it
green.
grows back.
Yeah, yeah. So some jet green could be in there. Maybe down the line
And
some hammer
a
blue.
Hammer Nation blue, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said he needed to go the leopard spots.
yeah, yeah. That could be cool. I don't want to steal anyone's
That
flow.
but that's when you start growing the other hair back,
Yeah,
is when you start going spots and stuff, because you can just let that just,
yeah,
create a pattern.
yeah.
Again, I don't have a lot in this hair category, so I don't know.
I think you should maybe the
Wig,
beard, Josh. Bleach
Khabib
it.
wig,
Yeah,
just start rocking it, but daily, not just at like fights.
yeah,
I got to grow it out. I need it real.
I
yeah.
don't think you can.
Not me. Oh, you want me to wear the wig?
Dude, well, you said you have no hair, so I'm just giving you a new.
The beard's always an option.
I'm
You can
not.
always,
No, it's not happening.
you can always bleach that.
Yeah,
Gordon
Lady
Ramsay
Hammer's
style.
going to say no on that one.
Yeah,
She doesn't step up a lot in here, but she'll say no on that one.
yeah.
I'll put that out there.
No, it's understandable. That'd be kind of crazy to like dye the beard, but not the top of your head. That would be a wild look.
People do it. I feel like it happens.
Yeah.
All right, so before our special surprise guest pops on, HES 13 was a good one. It No gimmicks on that card. It was just straight super fights, which we haven't done in a while, but I enjoyed it. It started off a little slow. I mean, a lot of overtimes to start. But then the back half just dominated with finishes. So it all evened out. And I mean, they weren't boring overtimes either. It was just very close competitive matchups. Um, we'll talk about, you know, the one matchup when he gets on, but um, I mean, I think my favorite, and I'm gonna say your name right this time, Nick Toscano. There is no extra letter. I blame Josh. He puts the extra letter in front of me, so I
I
have to just
fixed
go
it
with
before
it.
the stream, Nick. I
It
fixed it before the stream.
I was reading off a
I fixed the
screen.
poster
I was
like
reading off a
3 weeks before the
screen.
show.
I don't know what to tell you, but just Toscano, he won. And the rare double overtime submission win.
Yeah, in the ADCC, that was
Yeah, you
big.
don't typically see the submission there, so that was cool to see because just has it happened? Was that the first ADCC submission win?
Uh,
I feel like it might have happened once, but if it
we would
if it's
we
been
would
a
have to
while.
we'd have to dig back down. There's
Yeah,
been
it would been a while if it has happened. But
but yeah, I'll tell you what rest.
Battle of the Teachers came out one. I mean, it was cool that they both like no beef challenged each other at the last event, and then it happened immediately. So that was cool. And I mean, Nick showed out. That was his last comp after like a 6 week competition period where he was just competing left and right. I think he's on vacation right now too. I saw
Yeah.
on Instagram, so well deserved. But a nice little cap off to that competition phase for him.
I mean, Nick's been a part of our card for over a year. I mean, he made his debut basically, HGS 5 when he was in the Iron Man group with Justin Gonzalez and Cody Mooney. So he took some losses there, came back, won in the HGS 8 show the last time we did a Grand Prix, and then he hopped into the Grand Prix, and he's it's tough at that weight class. It's a brown belt. It's tough to get the wins. He's been ragging him up, but he just went out and won the IBJF Open. So Nick's going well. Everyone needs to deserve what he deserves what he gets. I talked to his coach. I'm not going to put it out there, but coach said he's ready for somebody. I said, we'll see you down the line. And everyone, obviously, you want to be hunting down the champs. So, and then you can put that two together. I said, there's only one way to try to catch that bird. And,
So if you can figure out where Nick
I
trains, you
would
can
say the
probably
duels
figure
is your
out.
best bet.
You
Your
can
duels
probably
is your
figure
best
out
bet.
who we're calling out there, but
'Cause I think Champ is done at 55. I don't think he's going back to that.
I guess we can work some ref mindset into this one. Refereeing something that goes to the ADCC, but then ends in submission. Because obviously we're always looking for a submission. We want that over any other result that we can get. How do you ref that? Because I mean, sometimes you could. He won. What was it? What kind of sub? How do you?
There's a rear naked choke.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, so he obviously you have to get to the dominant position
Yeah.
to do that. So
Yeah.
how do you like not stop it?
So
'Cause
usually, I mean, it goes with most things that they're at the ref discretion. In a situation like that, when like the rankings and the points come into play, he does have the dominant position, so he has technically won, but you want to let that submission play out to give him the chance to get those points. So it would kind of be a ref discretion thing where once he gets in that position, you start counting. But if he locks in that sub, you kind of stop the count, let that sub play out. If the guy defends it and then he just goes back to the normal back control, and then the count starts again. But like I said, we want to let that sub play out so you have the chance at getting those points rather than just cutting it early. I think I don't think the count even needed to be delayed on that one though, because I think he got the
Yeah, I
he had two hooks in.
started. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Now,
think he had like a
what would
body triangle.
what would have happened if he gets body triangle, has a rear naked, and the lock breaks? Is that an auto stop, or does he have to then
Yeah.
transition out of the body triangle into hooks?
You would have to get hooks because I don't think Nick ever had full hooks. Like I think it was modified hooks. The choke's in, so now we're attention to the choke. If knowing that, like if you're watching this right now and you're trying to understand where we're going, like if you transition, you have the choke, but you realize you don't have your hooks in, then you put your hooks in, then they break it, 3 seconds already gone.
So you can get your 3 seconds while applying the submission, so that way if it breaks, it's an auto stop versus having to.
Yeah, because you're just looking at the submission's really just helping you advance your position, and that's what. But again, we're sub only, and to leave it without of rules and all that kind of stuff, you get the sub, you get the win, and that's what we wanted to say.
Absolutely. And then I mean our main event, Nemeth, I mean, looked dominant. I do want to, before we talk about Nemeth, Van Wadigen's warm-up personality, attire, whatever was going on there. I enjoyed it all stream. I'd look over and he was always doing something different. When he was in khakis, a button down, and a sweater to warm up, like until he was called.
Yeah.
And I would look over, he was just doing like a headstand at times, just like dancing around in the back. Like it was one of the most creative warm-ups I've ever seen.
Jiu-jitsu, man, no one is cut from the same cloth here.
No, they are not.
You can't, you can't count anybody out. Nick's a high level black belt, and he knew what he was getting into, and yeah, I mean it was definitely polar opposites. I mean, once Nemeth got into the building, he was all business. He's always all business.
I think he said 5 words before he competed.
I love when I get him to smile. Like it's like so like, oh, you're there. I mean, I know Alex for a long time, and we've been trying to get him on this card since we started it. He's almost at every event coaching the Ambush Boys and whatnot. So it was. I was happy to finally get someone that had worked out. He was supposed to be in the Pro Duels last year, and we had all that fiasco. We did and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, he's always chirping. He said we need an absolute Grand Prix, and
He's a big boy.
maybe.
He'll, listen, that's a tough ask for the smaller guy to try to go win that one because and he's not just it's a purposeful big.
Oh, he's aggressive. He's just
Yeah, like it's not just big to be big. It's like he
all the
uses
right
he
kind of big.
uses the big.
Yeah.
Any other highlight matches either you want to bring up?
I'll say, I mean, I was excited that we were able to make a match between two big veterans for us, guys that have been around, with Justin Gonzalez and Michael Dew.
Hmm.
Uh, it was good seeing Justin to get his hand raised again after that hot start he had when he first started. I mean, that guy does everything he can do to get down here. He lives up in Jersey City, taking trains and all that kind of stuff. Having come down by himself lately. I know there's a I know he's going through different things with different gyms. And I asked him, I said, "What's up, man?" He's like, "I'm a nomad and I'm here to compete." And that's what he did. Instantly, as soon as the card's over, he's like, "Yo, when is the film coming out? I want to break it down," and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I think he just proved that he's still alive. And we've physically seen the growth from Justin. Like, he started out as a 55 or
Yeah,
4
he's big too.
since HGS1. We're here at HGS 13. He's fighting at 75. And he's cut 75. So he's not like,
Yeah, he wasn't a small 75. It wasn't bumping up or anything. He filled it out. I was surprised. I was confused when I saw the matchup because I was like in my head, isn't Justin not Michael Dew's size? Because Michael Dew had just competed up a weight,
yeah, but Michael
and
Dew
and and
also,
Justin had usually been down. But when I saw them next to each other, that went away. Justin's definitely gotten a lot bigger.
yeah. I mean, that was a good one. Dana staying
Yeah,
undefeated.
I had her written down to make sure we shout her out.
Um,
Also an overtime sub. First overtime, so that one's more normal, but
yeah,
overtime sub
but
there.
I mean, I mean, she's supposed to go against Amy Lynn on this one, and we
Hmm.
were excited for that one. Dana controlled that whole thing, and
Yeah.
we look. I've been trying to convince Dana to put her hat in the ring for maybe the Grand Prix. Seeing that she has beaten people, but
Yeah.
she's sticking to it. Her eyes are on the amateur invitational, as any white and blue belt eyes should be. So the match between Amy Lynn is going to happen.
Hmm.
I'm super excited to see that happen, and I know Amy is back getting ready. And I mean, next time we're going to see her is going to be the Grand Prix at 125. So
Yeah.
maybe Amy makes a run and
Shout out to Grace Long Drive.
long
Appreciate
drive.
it come down
We're
on,
bringing, we're
short
bringing Grace
notice
back.
there.
But yeah, it was a good card. I mean, it was a smaller card, but
Captain,
Uh, I just want to give a shout out to the match between Evan Glasgow,
Glass gold.
And John Lopez.
Hmm.
I thought that was a great match. It really
Yeah.
tested our rule set. I think they went out of bounds like 10,
Hmm.
15 times in just the first.
They were on their feet a lot, right?
Yeah, it
yeah.
was almost all wrestling in
Yeah.
that first
John was
period.
trying to hit foot sweeps by leg
Hmm.
kicking Evan the
Yeah,
entire.
Yeah. Yeah.
it was a great match. And
Yeah. It was a fun one.
I wanted to give a shout out to all the Vanguard boys who were there. We had a couple of them on our card, and like I just thought it was interesting. They bring almost like a team duels energy to it, even though it was individual matches. Like they're all there together and they all
Hmm.
coach each other. And it just like their energy from the team duels versus their energy from this one was almost exactly the same. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They're there for each other
I,
and coach.
yeah. We've had a lot of teams come and like to other events that aren't team duels, but like the Vanguard guys are like, even when they're not competing, they're usually the couple of them are still there. Like when they were checking in, I just started to check them all in, and two of them were like, "I'm not competing today," and I was like, "Oh, my bad. You can
Yeah,
continue."
yeah,
Like they treat it the same, like the whole time. They get loud on the side the whole time. They're always a good group. It's a long
Yeah,
drive for them, right?
it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I come from Long Island, so depends what time you leave.
Which also like crazy. The ones who aren't competing still coming two
yeah.
and a half hour drive though, just to still be there. Like definitely a good group. Waiting on one of them right now, right?
We're
There he is.
Oh,
As I say his name there, he's popping in. So while he's loading in, I'll give him a little
he's
intro.
coming straight off of training at Vanguard right now. So we
Okay.
are getting a live experience. Look, picking his nose and
Yeah,
everything.
so we'll give him a little intro while he gets settled here. Xavier Berrios of Vanguard joining us as our interview this week, coming off a big win, submission over Bobby Reardon, armbar, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Billy down armbar.
Our armbar submission winner, last card, on a bit of a hot streak with us. So first, we'll start with how you doing?
Phenomenal. I just had a good training session.
Nice.
Yeah, I got some extra rounds in. I feel good. It was I'm getting ready for finishers this Saturday. That'll be a good matchup. I think it's guys a purple belt. Be my first actual like purple belt matchup, which is cool. So
Okay.
Excited for that.
Yeah, so let's start with the match. Let's
Absolutely.
talk about it. Walk us through it. How you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, going against Bobby, like for me was, I'm just gonna move down the hallway just for a quick second. Yeah, going against Bobby for me was like honestly huge because I respected him so much. I know that he's had some matches against some really good opponents, and he's been really competitive, especially in like the last year. And we've competed on a ton of cards together. Just like him, super same having super fights on the same card as I. I definitely respected him. I was definitely like a little fearful because I feel like he was probably the most well equipped to obviously, as you saw at the beginning of the match, like he took my back pretty easily, and I kind of wasn't expecting him to be that aware. So it kind of just like took me off guard a little bit, or caught me off guard a little bit, and I think that was like just due to like my the respect that I had for him, and he definitely pushed me. That was easily one of the hardest matches I think I've ever had. Like I was just like shot by the time I had the armbar locked up, and I never even like am in that position ever. Like I never drill from like spider web or like having the arm in like that. Like so it was just cool to be able to actually like secure that and finish that from such a scrambly position because he was doing everything right. Like when I watch that footage back, I'm like, holy shit! Like, oh, excuse my language. He was.
I don't think that matters on this podcast.
All right, cool. I was like, holy shit! Like, he's doing everything right. Like, how do I react to what he's doing? Because I've never been this deep into like an armbar defense. Like, and even my teammates were like, watching that in the moment, we really thought like he was going to get out just based off all of his defense, and for you to hold on to the armbar that long, like it was tough, and I had to dig deep. I'm happy I did. I have a ton of respect for the guy. I know we've competed against some of the same people. He competed against Jason, one of my teammates as well. So yeah, a ton of respect for the guy. It was a great match. I was super stoked to get that win.
Jason's the bird or
The
Benny
bird.
Boy?
Yep.
The bird. Huh?
Yeah, I think they had a match like a year and a half ago, like when I first met Jason. Clearly his leg lock game, Bobby's leg lock game has gotten so much better since then. And, I had a straight ankle on him. I remember in the middle of the match, and I was like, I'm not going to get this. Like his defense is so good. And, that's when I had to start really planning and digging for other options because usually that's my go-to, straight ankles. But I know that's, kind of just like an easy way out sometimes. So being able to work through arm bars and upper body attacks for me has been big. And, I think that's kind of like the best part about the match for me.
Solid, yeah. And then, I mean, we were talking about it right as you were joining, just the Vanguard team. We were saying how you always bring that team environment, even when it's not the team duels. I know a couple guys that were there this weekend weren't even competing. They just came talking about it's like a 2-hour drive or something for you all, and they still just come to be there as a team. So what's it like training there and like that team aspect, not just like training, but like, do you guys like hang out outside of training? Is it a friendship thing, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we make a thing out of it always. Like I would say the group of people that I train with are like we're all best friends really. Like we hang out like twice a week. We lift in between training sessions together. Like, there are some days where we spend all day together just training, whether we're, doing the 12 p.m. session and then lifting and then coming back at night, or just meeting up and drilling outside of training. Even the room like is very, very welcoming. Like I think that's like a big thing about some jiu-jitsu gyms is, they have like this chip on their shoulder where they feel like they have to, they have to have this like intimidation aspect, and they really got to make people feel like fearful of them. Where you walk into Vanguard and it's like you feel like right at home. We're all super close. They've been super welcoming to me from when I left 10th Planet last year. I left 10th Planet like last September, and I joined Vanguard, and they welcomed me with open arms. And Jason Rao has been a phenomenal coach, and the room is just amazing. And even like the teammates, like I said, we're all best friends. We all train hard together. We spend most of our days together. And even like people that we have visiting from around the world, like we got people here from Germany right now, UK, black belts from all around the world coming and visiting. And, even people like Isaac Michelle, like he was with us for a few months. He was staying up with me in my apartment. So like, it's cool to like get to meet all these like international competitors and getting to do like hurdle rounds with black belts that I see like on Flow and who's number one, and like all these like high level like promotions. And then, getting to compete and really put Vanguard's, name out there is cool. And being able to represent a gym like this is like kind of crazy. So it's an awesome place.
Awesome, yeah. Boys, any other questions for him?
I mean, and we had a little conversation after the show, and I said we have to get a little things in order first. So yeah, I mean the biggest thing right now, your big win put you right in neck and neck in the top 3 spot in our rankings right now, going towards the Amateur Invitational. And as we look at it, like a match between you and Tyler Lee is something that we've been talking about.
We've actually faced each other before.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I beat him by straight ankle.
All right, so I know Tyler probably wants it back. So on that note, and then I mean we also have the number 1 seed, and we haven't seen him in a little bit while, Dave Guerrera. And
when was the last time he competed?
The first duels.
Oh wow, nice.
So he has a good wrestling background and all that kind of stuff. I know Dave, he made an MMA debut in between. So we're gonna sending him out. Hopefully Dave is watching this and he knows that I know he saw his name on top. And so those are a bunch of matches, and the Bobby's back in there, and then you have other rain, and we have the Ironman Challenge coming up in September. So hopefully we'll get a lot of guys in that under 165, and it's gonna be a tough road. But we get all of that done and set in stone, and maybe we are looking at an amateur invitational champ with you for 2023. You posted it the other day though. 28-1.
Right? Yeah,
28-1, 28 finishes.
28 all in regulation, like no overtime. I try to avoid overtime. I do this thing where I don't train any of the overtime stuff. So when I get to a match, I'm like, you have to win in regulation or you're gonna lose when you get to overtime. So I like kind of set myself up to just like light a fire under my ass. And that's always been my thing, is like even matches where I've been down, like I remember I had a match at LIJJN. It was a 6-minute regulation, and it was IBJJF rules. And I was down 2 to an advantage. And in the last 15 seconds, I got the sub. And like, I didn't have anything. Like I just had to, I was on bottom. The kid scored the 2. I just had to get up. I had to sweep, had to get on top. And then we were 2-2. He had an advantage. I had an advantage. And then something happened where he ended up getting up an advantage. So it was like within the last 30 seconds, he was winning. And I had to just like dig deep, find my way out. I was, never trained for the rule set, never trained for points. I just trained to just try to finish as quick as, whatever is there. Like that's was always my goal. I tried to just light a fire under my ass and make sure I could get the finish. And that's been something I've been able to do in all my matches so far. And, that's not realistic for me to be like, I got to go and like something I have to maintain forever, but that's always the intent, like I go into all my matches with that intent. Like you just got to finish it. You got to finish it. And, if you get finished in the process, that's what happens. And, that's where my one loss kind of stems from with Anthony. We had a match at a finishers, what's it called? Bracket. It was like a black belt bracket or purple, brown, black, whatever. And there was like money. He was the first round and I had no idea who he was. I went in there, like just kind of like caught off guard. Like I remember going in there and like my match was being called like right as I walked in the room, and I didn't really like know who he was. I just knew he was like a white belt at the time. And I think I had just got my blue belt, or like I was just about to. So like I was like, I should just be able to go in there and pass his guard and leg lock him or some stupid shit in my mind, and he ended up armbarring me like 2 minutes into the match, and that was something I always kind of like thought about. I was like, if I ever get to face him again, it'd be really cool, like just to be able to either be more competitive, and even if I could just have like a neck and neck match with him, that would be awesome. If he finishes me again, he already beat me once. What's the difference? So if I could get the win back, I get the win back. So that was kind of my mindset. If I could really push myself, and get that would be awesome. But again, I respect him. It's never like a hey, I'm calling you out, like you suck. It's dude, he's awesome. He's a great competitor. I remember he won one of your guys' brackets, and it was just so funny because when I found out about you guys, or I had competed with you guys for the first time, I saw that he had competed with you or had won one of the brackets. I'm like, no shit, there he is. Like, that's the kid that beat me. I had no idea who he was. So it was really cool how it comes full circle. And then you see Tyler's all wrapped up in the rankings now too. And he's someone I always respected. Like, I remember my match with him, we're out of Grappling Industries, and I'm kind of like shitting my pants. Like, this guy's going to kick my ass. Like, he's jacked. He's like taller than me. Like, this dude's just going to, and my coach at the time, this is funny. My coach at the time had no idea who he was. And he looks over and he's like, that guy must be like 185 or whatever. Like, if he was in my bracket, like I'd be scared. And I'm like, okay. So
He's
then
in
the
my
next
bracket.
thing I know, he's in my bracket, and I got him like second round. And I'm like, oh my God, like this guy's gonna kick my ass. And he takes me down. I can kind of like, it was a pretty quick match. It was like 90 seconds. Goes to shoot. I kind of get like a guillotine in. He retracts, takes a shot in again, ends up single legging me. I sweep him. He passes my guard, but before he scores, I end up sweeping him, kind of just like a dummy sweep where you kind of just roll him with the arm. I get him into open guard and I sit back on an ankle lock, and it was a verbal tap. So he ended up like screaming, and I guess the ref and IBJJF rules or whatever Grappling Industries goes by, they consider that a tap. So he ended up like screaming, and they called it, and his ankle definitely popped too. And I even went up to him after. I'm like, dude, like I only let go because I thought your ankle popped, and I didn't want to like be an asshole and keep ripping on your leg. And it was a ton of controversy behind it. And I remember he had called me out, and my coach at the time was just like, dude, don't even take the match. Like, you guys will just end up kind of crossing paths in the future. But he kind of came to fruition. We're here now. So it's like, it's cool. That would be another one to run back and maybe be a little bit more competitive, because I know at the time it was kind of like a Hail Mary. I got lucky, I'll be honest. Like, his wrestling was definitely better than mine. Given, I think, like, my guard was pretty good and I did a great job at swooping him, it would be awesome to be able to get another match with him, because he's been on a tear. He actually beat one of my coaches from 10th Planet, one of my good friends, Dylan, at a Naga. So like seeing him like grow as a grappler has been like, holy crap, this kid's awesome. So it's cool to be involved with all these high level guys that are up and coming, and just even have my name like involved, even if it's just in the slightest bit, is super cool. It makes me feel great.
And branching off of that, we were just wondering what your future plans were in HCS or otherwise, like what you have, for the rest of the year in terms of grappling, or even in 2024.
So finishers this weekend, Saturday. That's going to be a good one. That's kind of like what I have in my mind right now. We'll see how that goes. I'm still a blue belt, but it's my first purple belt matchup. I was lucky enough for him to take the match. So I'm excited for that one. Obviously HCS with you guys later on in the year. I'm trying to think of what else. I'm planning on doing ADCC. So even just blue, like just go in, just kind of cast my net, see what I can come out of the situation with, and see how it goes. I just kind of want to push myself in that case. But yeah, that's kind of my plan for the rest of the year. But we'll kind of see how it plays out and see how some of these matches go before I kind of plan too far ahead. But on the top of my mind, that's what I have planned right now.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate having you on. Can't wait to see you back at HCS. Yeah, I mean, you're one of the competitors that always, I know it's going to be a fun match to call on my end. I get to drop, the drops the hammer, I get to say, and I always appreciate that.
Yeah,
So,
I love that.
I mean, yeah, definitely can't wait to have you back in the circle. Keep an eye out for this to come out, but we'll keep in touch. Maybe, get some Vanguard teammates or something on in the future.
I really appreciate your time, guys.
My brother.
Yeah, see you. Have a good one.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you.
nice
Have a great day,
summary.
guys.
Take it easy, brother.
All right, later.
That was Xavier Berrios. Great interview there. 28-1's crazy. And I did not know that he's 28, only one loss, and it's to Rua, who was our
Rua.
last
But he told-
podcast guest.
Like after he won against Bobby, he said, "Can I make a call out to the streaming company?" And he looked and was like, "Dude, go for it. Call whoever you want." He called him out, and then he came up to me again afterwards. So I mean, dude, as a competitor, like especially if you're 28-1, you got that one, and they're both young guys that have just gotten into it, and they will cross paths. The only thing I went up to him and said, "Listen, Rua's tiny. Like,
Small guy.
we're talking about him dropping down to 45." Xavier said, "Yeah, I'll do it at 55." I said, "Let's do the amateur invitational, and then maybe that end of the year card, maybe we make it happen." I'm excited to get Rua back in here, but that's a match to go. But talk about, without even knowing it, he's selling the amateur invitational himself. That
Appreciate that.
65-pound division is going to be bananas.
Yeah.
Because
And-
I mean, he's talking about him and Tyler Lee. That's only two guys. That's not like
Yeah.
that.
And then-
That's like a matchup that'd be cool to see, but we can't even guarantee like
Yeah.
that ends up happening because there's going to be a lot of names that are in there.
It's creating stories already.
All right, so let me look at it right now. Right, so we got where is it? 85, 250, 15.
If you're looking in our group, you didn't send us the rankings for under
I
65.
didn't send in 65.
Yeah, no, I was looking for him while he was talking. I go, well, don't have those.
Hold on.
They're on Instagram
You know why?
at HCS Grappling.
It's right there. Got it. All right.
HCS _ grappling. My apologies.
The number one is Dave, right? Coming back. I'm hoping he's coming back. Dave, you'll be getting a message from me as soon as I'm done recording this. Xavier's 2, Tyler's 3, Bobby 4, right? But the top 4 all have the same points. Oh, and Mario D'Souza too. Dos Santos has the same amount of points. It just goes by record, right? Then you got Michael DiGastino. He picked up another win.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's been looking good too.
Tyler beat him, but you could tell Mike he said, "Yo, I wasn't fully here. I'm ready to go." Then, person that we really don't know, sitting at 7, Jason Melendez, right? He's doing his Muay Thai thing right now, and he said he ain't done. So maybe, just maybe, the only thing with that is Dave and Jason are teammates and all good. Then rounding it off, you got Pedro, Danny Fox, Alex D'Angelo that beat Cole Cameron, right? Cole is dropping down to 45 for the Invitational. And they got Evan Glasgow. So, I mean, obviously you're going to have a couple Vanguard guys, the way we're matching them up. But you don't have to, if they are in the final, they're in the final. But
And I mean, you compete every day in the gym, so it's not like it doesn't have. We've done it before inside the circle. It was a fun match, so it's. I mean, if that's a real problem for you, my advice is to get over it.
Yeah,
because you literally compete every day for your lives, but you're not going to hurt them. Like you don't
gotta be a dick and take a heel home. But
yeah,
luckily it's amateur. Honestly, you can't even get hurt in the amateur.
Yeah, there's no twisting leg locks. If you get hurt, it's because you decided not to tap for some strange reason.
Yes. So I mean that was good, and I was happy that he was able. I was worrying. I was messaging him. I was like, "You coming on?" And then he came on. So
nice and sweaty for us. We appreciate that. Before we get more into the amateur invitational, let's talk real quick about the next event.
Yep.
Ironman Challenge 3. The Gees are here. They're here. If you sign up to do it.
If they're signed up, I'm going to tell you
need
now.
to sign up to do it.
We're talking about it right now. I'm looking at the Smooth Comp. I got about 25 people incomplete register, right? Incomplete means you're thinking about it, you haven't paid yet, all right, whatever. But only a couple of you in the gi. So all this people is kind of, I want gi. You got to show it.
If you voted in the Instagram poll, register for the event.
Yeah. You did. You all that where all you are. All right. September 30th. The biggest thing with this tournament are a couple things, right? Number one, if you are a male, all right, a male white and blue belt, and you're looking to get invited to the Invitational, this is your last opportunity to get points. Even if you're already in the rankings and you want to climb up the rankings, this is a good opportunity to come get more points and make a gap, right? So go out and do it. Another cool thing that we're doing for this Invitational, right? The not the Invitational, the Ironman 3. Everything's going to be streamed right with our partners, just like we do every other super fights. So everybody's asking me, oh, is this a super fight card? All that, am I going to get exposure? You're going to get exposure because that's what we do. We want to grow everybody. We don't want to just grow the black belts, brown belts, and all these high level Grand Prix. Those are everyday people. If you're a novice, we have a novice division. Your first time competing, you're going to get some love. You'll be able to sell commissions. You'll get a kickback on your streams and your ticket sales. So yes, you're going to pay to compete. You can earn that right back. We're also going to have the support and feel part of the circle as we go. And the streaming is going to go NCAA semifinal mode. And it's going to be a split screen. So commentators, we're going to have 2 mats going on, ready to go, and all that kind of stuff. So it is going to be a big event. And to kick it all off, we're going to go old school. We're doing a coaches challenge. Okay. I already talked to a couple coaches. Just in the middle, we'll see how the registration goes. Probably in the middle of the tournament, we're going to do a super fight card of all coaches. Any coaches that hop in, their academy gets a discount when they sign up. So you just got to have a minimum of 5 students coming on in. Nice way of getting some rivalries. I already built. I'm working on a coach's gi match right now. So it's going to be a good way of looking at that. So keep an eye on that. Come on out. We'll be in and out whenever your division starts. You'll be in and out within 2 hours. I'm not going to hold you out here. You get guaranteed 2 matches. Guaranteed 2 matches. If you sign up for multiple divisions, you get guaranteed 4. So we'll make it happen. You just have to be willing to do some weight adjustments to make sure you get your matchups. But signups are live. Right out Smooth Comp, you can see it, or on our website. However you want to get there, get there.
And for those of you that are in the rankings but at the bottom, like we just went over 165. The bottom has 0.5 points. If someone competes in this and wins 1, 2, 3 matches, whatever, and they had 0 coming into this, they are now bumping you out of the rankings. So just because you're in the rankings, don't feel comfortable that you're guaranteed in this invitational, because you're not. If people are coming to compete and they do well, you are going to get bumped out. So if you're at that bottom, make sure that you're still registering, because the only way you can earn points. Ladies, we will have another opportunity for you. Make sure that you're on the lookout for that, looking to register for that, because we are still looking for people for that October female only card. But compete in this event. It's an opportunity to get more matches. It's going to be more stereotypical to the event you've been to before too. You'll get the flow of a tournament style that you might be more comfortable with. Come out and do it. Get those points. Let me say you drop the hammer. Come excite us, and get to that amateur invitational, because that's going to be a fun one.
On that point, we have some weights that don't even have 12 people ranked. And the only way you got ranked is if you have any points. So there are people that are veterans right now that you would get invited if no one else is, but don't leave it up there. And to the females, we're looking for everybody. It's only under 115 and 135. We have a lot, but we need under the 155 and the under 200. We need to grow everything. So you have the Ironman Challenge 3 and the female only come in October. They'll just keep growing, and that's it. We're looking for high quality matches. And again, to all gi practitioners, you want me to keep the gi around, you want to see gi super fights and all that kind of stuff, let's do it. Let's just do it.
Grab your teammates, grab your coaches, whatever. Grab people, get them to compete with you. Even if you're already competing, your job's not done. Bring people with you. If your coaches come, it's cheaper. Who doesn't? And like we said, if you get the discount from your coach and then you sell, you get mom, dad, grandma, the neighbors, whatever, to buy the stream, you're looking at an event where you get to get these guaranteed matches, and it's not going to cost that much anymore because you're getting this kickback money, get the discount from your coach. Take advantage of these things we're giving you here, right? But yeah, exciting events coming up. Definitely going to be a fun end to the year here. Don't think we're going anywhere. It's going to start kicking up again. Thankfully, honestly, we got an actual break after the back-to-back weeks, and then 2 weeks later we were back. So nice on my travel. But yeah, that's a wrap up for what we got. Anything else want to bring up? Want to say?
One thing, shout out to one of our new sponsors, Savvy Fit Soaps. They will be giving out another reason to come out to the Ironman 3. Everyone that registers, they're going to be hooking up with some of their awesome product, help to fight off the ringworm, impetigo, and anything else gross you find on the mats. And they are also going to be in the house for the female only HES 14, October 28th, giving out a sub of the night award. All right. So that's gonna be an awesome card. It's female only. We're talking to some heavy hitters already. We're gonna crown a 125-pound champ, and I'll use this as it. The gates are open. Any purple belt, brown belt, black belt, female, 125 pounds. You want a chance at $1,000 and get that belt behind me where it is. There it is.
Got it.
Right there, right? First female champ we're looking to crown. I know a lot of people have the ADCCs coming up and all that kind of stuff, but we want some female love here, right? We want to crown our first champ going into the end of the year. We're still working on the end of the year show, but that is out there. If you are there, high level belt, and you want the smoke, we're waiting.
Ben, you got anything for the people?
Don't think so. Just sign up for that tournament.
Yeah.
Facts.
And he means it.
I mean it.
Yeah. What
I'll
he
know
says
who
goes.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of our sponsors, Josh, say the new one's name again.
Savvy Fit Soaps. You can find them at Savvy Fit Soaps. on Instagram.
Shout out to them. Shout out to, as always, TGI Fridays, All Jersey Mechanical, AVP Live. Couldn't do without any of you. If you're listening, you're looking to sponsor, I will give you the best ad read of all time. If you sponsor off of this clip right here, if this clip is what makes you sponsor, I will give you an individualized minute-long ad read at the next live event.
You know how
Heard
much
it here
a
first.
I want some weird
You're getting
sponsors.
it free.
I will say anything on the stream. You want to sponsor this because of this clip, you do it. But that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us inside the circle as always. Can't wait to see you next time. We'll see you September 30th, Shrewsbury, New Jersey, inside the actual circle.
We'll see you next Friday, September 1st, Andrew Cockle.
But before then, we'll see you in Shrewsbury for Andrew Cockle. Come learn from the double champ next Friday. Like, comment, subscribe. That's a wrap. Thanks for joining.
Os.